Okay, here is the Intro to Stats Exam 1 review, page 6. So we are going to work with a histogram at this point. We have got car sharing for 20 to 40-year-olds. So we've given a survey asking them how many times per month they use car sharing services. Okay, that you could have read. Here is what some students seem to be, based on the questions I'm getting, having a little issue with. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we want to use 5 classes. Okay, we have a lower class limit of 2. So I'm going to start here at 2. And then a class width of 5. Remember, we get the class width of subtracting lower class limit from lower class limit. So I've got 2, 7, 12, right? If we subtract, we get our 5. 17, 22, and I realize this says 5 classes. Cannot skip a class, but there's a value in there that I noticed as I was going through that didn't fit. So we are going to add a 6th class. Okay. So I've got my lower class limit of 2 for the first class. I've got class widths of 5. All of my lower class limits are 5 apart. So now I'm going to fill in the top end. My first class goes from 2 to 6. I got 7 to 11, 12 to 16, 17 to 21, 22 to 26. Okay, and we'll add in the next one when we need it. So now I am just going to start with the tallies. Again, by column, 2 at a time, so I can keep track. 5 belongs in the 2 to 6 class. 10 belongs in that 7 to 11. 8 and 21. 8 is between 7 and 11. 21 is in the 7 to 21 class. My 7 and 19. 7 goes here. 19 is back here in the 7 to 21. I have 16 and 2. So that's the first one in my 12 to 16. One more in my 2 to 6. 31 and 11. And here's where my problem is. I don't have a class that includes 31, and I cannot just lump it into that last class. So we are creating a 6th class. And I'm going to change this to 6 classes. Okay. So now my 31 has a place to go. 11 goes into my 7 to 11. 21 and 6. 21 lives in the 17 to 21 class. 6 lives in the 2 to 6. I have 13 and 20. So 13 lives between 12 and 16. 20 is in my 17 to 21. 4 and 12. So one more there. One in the 12 to 16. 11 to 9. So 11 is in my 7 to 11 class, so is the 9. And then 17 and 7. 17 there. 7 is in my 7 to 11. So my frequency, remember, frequencies are just the number counts. I have 4 here, 7, 3, 5, 0, and 1. Relative frequency is how often that happens out of the total sample. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 20. That's what I thought, but I didn't write that anywhere. So my relative frequency, 4 divided by 20, which is 0.20. I got 7 divided by 20, which is a 0.35. 3 over 20 is 0.15. 5 over 20 is 0.25. 0 over 20 is 0. and 1 over 20 is 0.05. A quick add shows me that that adds to 1, so I know I have not forgotten anything. And since we are not using Excel to make histograms, we are going to draw this by hand. I have odd starts to my classes, but in order to make this fit, I am going to go ahead and count by 2s. Making sure that I don't forget anything here. So my first class goes from 2 to 7. And so let's see. We need a label on the bottom. So this is how many times per month that they use that car sharing app. And this is our relative frequency. Keeping in mind that if we were just filling in the values, our counts, the graph would look the same. Okay, up to 40%. So my first class, 20%, starts at 2, goes to 7, right? And so that here is in the middle. There's my 20%. 7 to 12 is 35%. So my 7 goes all the way up here. Not a straight line. To 35%. My 12 to 17. Remember, I am going from lower class limit to lower class limit. Is at 15. And then I have from 17 to 22 is up to 25%. (22 to 26), there is nothing, and then my 27 to 31 or 32 is 5%. Notice each of these bars is the same 2.5 blocks wide. All of our class widths have to be the same. And there are the ends labeled.